friends. Welcome back to Live with Roxy on this Sunday, January 31st, the last Sunday in the first month, last day in the first month of 2021. We're on day 323, I think, of being live in a row here, Live with Roxy. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Gosh, it's been a morning already, just dealing with a lot of personal stuff, but also a lot of work stuff. And also, I was on the phone with Grammy this morning. It broke my fucking heart because she's in so much pain right now. And that's brutal. Like, nothing's worse than not being able to take away somebody who loves pain. Just awful. And yeah, you guys know what happened. So anyway, done with that and then all the other things, but ready for the show. And is she? You guys are like, are you ready for the show? Do you know you're live on air right now? I don't even know. It's been so many days and it's been so much and work stuff and a couple big auditions this week and a lot of streaming going on and Grammy stuff and hopefully getting her vaccinated a week from today and all the things. Sometimes life is motherfucking overwhelming. And oh boy, if I'm not overwhelmed as hell today. But here I am with you guys, the rock stars, and thank goodness for that. We got a lot of things to talk about, including all things going on in the world of DC. There's a couple different parts of this. Number one, Ray Fisher released some audio from the Justice League investigation. And I thought it was fascinating. And people on the internet were kind of going nuts about this. This happened last night live during the show. And I was unable to talk about it because I hadn't listened. But now that I have listened, we will discuss. Also, Zack Snyder today released an image. The image was of Cyborg, but on the image of Cyborg, there was a quote of Martian Manhunter. So that's leading a lot of people to believe a bunch of different things about the Justice League Snyder Cut. So kind of breaking that down. Then also, Snyder is somebody who responds to a lot of fans, and Snyder responded to a fan who asked if Cyborg was going to say booyah in the movie, and he said, absolutely not. I think he said fuck no or something. Don't quote me on that. I'll find it. And so that's kind of interesting as well. So all of the DC stuff today. Plus, there's a couple other things that are going on in the world of news, not just entertainment news on the show, but also political news. This is a little bit of an eek. Actually, all the things we're talking about on the show today are kind of, that sound like John Weaver, who, John Weaver. This is going to be a little bit of a nightmare for a little bit of time, especially as this investigation comes out more so. John Weaver apparently sent messages to 21 inappropriate messages to 21 other men. 11 of them, I believe, were outlined in this article, and they seem pretty damning. So John Weaver was the founder of the Lincoln Project and now and was a candidate for president, and yuck. We'll break down the story, but 21 men accused the Lincoln Project co-founder of online harassment, and that's disgusting. So breaking that down here live on the show today as well, because we jump all over the place on Live at the Roxy. And then on top of that, I read an article, I think it was LA Times this morning, about how airline pilots are rusty because of COVID. And it was just like, this is the cherry on the cake that is 2021. What? So I will break down that story too. Plus questions, comments, concerns, and all that stuff from you guys. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar right here in the super chat. Thanks to my amazing mod, Jake Yacovetta, for putting that link in here. Thank you to the 100 plus of you who are watching me live right now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Support me on that Streamlab and that super chat. It really makes a difference to me. Wish me luck on my world of still trying to find an apartment. Hopefully more become available tomorrow. It's been a fucking disaster, as you guys know who have stuck with me through this all. So that's still very much so happening. It's still very much so. Woof, woof, woof city. Let's go into Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Last night after the show, Jake Yacovetta said, I can't believe PLD booted Glenn out of the Rockstar's Boyfriend's Facebook chat last night. The audacity. Okay, it was me and only for like 30 seconds as a joke, but still blame PLD. I don't even know what you're talking about, but fuck that. Glenn gets kicked out of nothing. LD123 says, hey, coach, men are fucking gross. Yeah, yes. Vast generalization, but some of them really are. I told my friend's dad I didn't want to take those photos because I didn't want him to jerk off thinking about me. He said, too late. This is a grown man who just jerks off to me in sandals. What the fuck? Just so just to understand, are men and boys just jerking off to people they meet by thinking about them? I don't think I like that. You are like 1,000 times more gorgeous than me. So if it happened to me, it might happen to you. Does this bother you? LD, I've never seen you, but I doubt that. I have a beautiful image of you in my mind. And not all men, but yeah, dear men in the chat, maybe you can answer this question better than I do. Do you guys just jerk off to people that you meet? Be honest. And I'm not just talking about to pictures of their feet on the internet or whatever. Do you meet people and then do you go home and think about them and jerk off to them? So we'll get the answer here live at the Roxy. We ask the hard-hitting questions. Okay. Chase says yes. Esteban says, Matt says no. Sumner says no. Kevin says no. Bruce says no. That's fucking weird. I mean, we're not calling anybody weird here. John says not gonna lie sometimes. Nano says no. Okay, so it looks like a lot of no's, but some yeses. And here's the thing. As long as you're not doing something fucking creepy, like sending somebody messages and asking them for feet pictures is your daughter's friend who's giving you no indication that that's what she does or wants to do, you're kind of allowed to use your imagination for whatever you want in life. You're allowed to meet people and then go home and write stories about them. You're allowed to meet people and write songs about them. You're allowed to meet people and jerk off to the thought of them. That's freedom of jerk off. You heard it here first. It's the 102nd Amendment, freedom of jerk off. So, and girls to boys too. I will say I've never met somebody and then jerked off to the thought of them, but only because that doesn't do it for me. So that hopefully LD, that helps answer your question, but that does happen. Will Smith said, so many liars, LOL. I kind of agree, Will. I think a lot of people in here who are saying no, never. I don't know. Hot Take Tuesday says, like, if you almost fuck a girl but don't go all the way, sometimes you jerk off. Yeah, I get that. Then you like have more imagery in your mind. It just, like I said, the show goes all over the place. And I will say, as we started talking about jerking off, our numbers started rising. So maybe you guys want to hear more about masturbation. Lego Land says, it seems like a weird time to tune in. You guys know it's a roller coaster. The show is people say it's a marathon, not a sprint. This show is a roller coaster, not a sprint. That's the truth. Logan James Kiniston in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider says, hey, Roxy, today I watched a video from the New York Times called How Coronavirus is Upending Ultra-Orthodox Jewish Traditions. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. I'm an atheist, but I'm still learning about all different races, religions, cultures, etc. In the video, they talk about the struggle of not being able to say their prayer to their dying loved ones, one of which was a Holocaust survivor. They also talk about the struggle of burying the bodies one day later, which I remember you talking about. So I haven't seen what you're talking about, but this makes a lot of sense. A lot of people's cultures and traditions are being destroyed during this time because right now, when you are in the Jewish faith, and it's not just ultra-Orthodox Jewish faith, it just in the Jewish faith. So me, who grew up Reform, which is very like not religious, we still bury our loved ones the next day because that's what Jews do. And so you guys know I had an aunt who died during this time, and we were able to bury her the next day, but there were only 6 people who were allowed to attend her funeral, and the funeral was only allowed to be about 15 minutes long, and it was like a whole to-do. So, and then you had to leave. And so, yeah, that does mess up a lot of Jewish tradition. It's also very hard to plan something for the next day. The only reason we were able to do so, I think, was because she was sick and in the hospital, so we knew. But people who die more suddenly or whatnot, it can be very, very challenging. So yeah, it's difficult. It's also difficult with like food things and the closing of restaurants and the ability to meet up. And I know that people can pray now, but at first, the ability to congregate and whatnot, that can be complicated. To me, always the safety of society comes first and religion comes second. That's the separation of church and state. We need to be able to survive and live and then take care of religious organizations. But at the same time, I'm not extremely religious. So of course, that's my point of view. And I understand people who have the other point of view. So that's a little bit of my thoughts on that. Thank you for asking the question. Appreciate you, Logan. I'm usually a big fan. Streamlabs in. Okay, he said, or she, you don't have to read this on your show. Okay. Well, I typically do read things on my show, but you said I don't have to, but that means I think you think that it's okay for me to, so I will. You don't have to read this on your show, but I hope you see the message, unless I start reading it and it's something like transphobic or something, and then I'm going to stop reading it. I know you often receive a lot of unwarranted shit simply because you disagree with your opinion, but in this instance, people are not raising concerns with your draft picks because they want likes and responses. Okay. Attacking people rather than addressing their issues does not seem like the situation. Who am I attacking? Even if you can't talk about it publicly, I hope you reach out to the people concerned and engaged in conversation with them. I think what you're talking about is Jilly. And if that's what you are talking about, then let me know. Because unlike her, I did private message her. So if that's what you're talking about, let me know. But otherwise, let's see. Even if you can't talk about it publicly, I hope you reach out to the people. Also, got to say, I was especially disappointed hearing you on stereo say you're doing extra research on all the rookies to make sure you don't draft a Trump supporter, yet you're willing to draft Y2J, the most well-known Trump supporter in the draft. First of all, I didn't draft Y2J. Did you not see he went to a different team? Second of all, I've had many, many conversations with Jericho about his beliefs, and I feel comfortable with him being on my team. Mostly what I was talking about, and I've said this out loud too, is I care about people's beliefs. I care about what they believe. And it's less about Trump for me, even though that is a big issue for me, and more about what do they believe. The Trump election has passed. I'm interested in moving forward, and I'm interested in having people on my team who believe in a woman's right to choose, who believe in gay rights, things like that. And from my conversations with Jericho, I feel comfortable having him. But he's not on my team. So I'm usually a big fan. I don't know what you're talking about here. I also I'm not an attacker. That's not my personality. So I don't actually know even what you are referring to. And would love to know who I attacked. Curious who you think I attacked. Yeah. Okay. Glenn Caesar in the house says, hello and good afternoon, Roxy. Much love to you, Grammy and Papo. As always, thanks for hanging out with us on this hopefully happy World Girl Sunday. Quarantine episode 322. What? Did I say that? Or did I say 323? 322. Whatever I said. It's 322, I believe, Glenn over me. Major props to you for crushing. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to you and all yours. Thank you, Glenn. As always, you're the best. Wait, going back to, I'm usually a big fan because I do want to say this, just because I'm thinking about it. I will say I do find it ironic that you're sending this message in anonymously and telling me to make sure when I have issues with somebody, I address it with them personally. I appreciate you saying something if you have a concern, but if you are encouraging me to address something with somebody privately and you're not even telling me who you are, that seems a little hypocritical to me, just to be perfectly upfront. Okay. Moving forward, going back to Glenn. Glenn can always get us back on track, as we've been saying. Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hengenson, Jonathan Mattingly, Russell Kopsiko, Breonna Taylor, all three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. Justice for all the people who have lost their lives due to excessive force. Say their names, since it should be said every day. Smash cancer. Be most excellent to each other, because the rock stars and world friends, because you're such cool people to know. As always, I hope that we can find and feel some joy in each of our days, our weeks, our months, and our years. Remember, rock stars, you are kind, you're smart, you're unique, and being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including internet strangers, makes you worthy. Therefore, very important and deserve to be seen and heard. You are appreciated. Guys, we can always count on Glenn to be Glenn. I love people who are them through and through, and I really appreciate that, because he is consistent and reliable and fantastic and positive, and we need more people like Glenn in our lives. We just do. I'll get back to some of these Streamlabs in a second, but I do want to say hello to the chat, because for all you guys who are in here, I really am grateful that you guys are here. And I know not everybody can financially support me right now. So for those of you guys who even just pop in here and give me support by writing along, by joining the live chats, by commenting after the fact, by leaving thumbs up on every video, by subscribing, it's incredible. And so shout out to you guys. Let's see. Ryan says this dude clearly didn't watch the draft. I know. Hot Take Tuesday says Trump supporters are way too sensitive. Wow, are you referring to me as a Trump supporter? That would be like the most brutal thing that ever happened in my life. But I'm hoping you're not. I'm hoping you're not. Jake says it's been discussed here several times already. I wish people would quit bringing it up. I know. The Jericho thing is discussed to death all the time. And I don't mind people asking me about it, but it's kind of like, if you listen to my show, then you know where I stand, because I never really hide anything from you guys. So it's frustrating when people then go out and say things about me. And, there was a lot of comments on the post that Jericho posted, which was no Roxy, no equals no Jericho, because people were like, wow, Roxy, like, this is making me question everything you believe in. Do you even believe the things you say you believe? And it's like, oh my God, it's just a lot. Like, you guys are a lot, because I'm friends with him. You guys think that I'm lying about my beliefs? What? It's just a lot. And anybody who watches my show knows where I stand. Like, this would be quite an act I've been putting on for 322 days. I mean, that would be quite an act for me to be like every single day and raising so much money and talking about things that I don't need to be talking about, because it's my show and nobody's telling me what to talk about. It's not like I have a producer telling me to do something. So I don't know. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Shout out to Death Star Kitty, Loudy Ferdinand, Andrew Thomas, Prince It Wasn't Promise, Esteban Miranda, Legoland, Morse Code Z, Hitman Hudson, Bruce Banner, Bill Lyons. Politics are poo. Well, I don't know that anybody can disagree with that anymore. James Bielinski, Randall MXD, who says, run faster. I'm a very slow runner. Where am I running to, though? You guys are all over the map today, and I'm not mad at it. All right, going back into the Streamlabs. Thank you again to Glenn Caesar, who's saying positive thoughts to RJ and all the rock stars who show up here and give their support whenever and however they can. Don't forget, when it gets tough, even if you're by yourself, you're not alone. Everyone who's battling, keep on fighting. We're with you. Thank you, Glenn, for saying so, and absolutely to all the things that you just said. Appreciate you for exactly who you are. PLD says, Jake is a liar, at least his first Streamlabs, but what do you expect from someone who tricks Roxy into saying, fuck the pets? You guys are mean people. Paul3JP says, Rox, what's up, girl? Checked out Stereo, not bad, kind of cool. Also, got on Clubhouse, but I'm still trying to figure that out. What the fuck is exactly? I'm not on Clubhouse. People keep asking me about it, but I don't know it. Hope you're having a solid Sunday. Here's to a good week ahead. Thanks, Apollo. Appreciate you. I'm having not as solid of a Sunday, but we'll see what we can do about that, because we've got World Girl wind down tonight, so that will be good. Estebancito says, hi, Rocky. I'll take Rocky. Sorry to hear about your abuelita and hope for better days for the both of you. Thanks for being fucking rad or whatever. Question. Do you think the movies being released in HBO Max are going to be medium? Are all going to be medium? I don't know what that means. Are they all going to be medium? Medium what? Does anybody know what medium means? Is that a terminology that I'm not aware of? I don't know. Hopefully somebody can help me out because I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what them being medium is, as opposed to like large or small, or as opposed to good or bad, or as opposed to medium, schmedium. Ben Goddard. I was like the 69th. Like, I feel accomplished for the day. What's up, Ben Goddard? You haven't been here in a while. I missed you. 69th like. Hey, that's just about the only time I'll be seeing 69 in a long time. Although you guys know it's not my favorite. It's just not totally for me. Not my number one. Just so much concentration while you're also trying to. You guys know I like to give my all to whatever I'm doing, and I don't like to have the pressure of but then it's not awful. Kind of the same as shower sex. It's not awful. Just if I get to choose, like if I have somebody's like, what's your preference? Not that. There's a time and place for everything, but there's a lot going on. Just kind of want to, may the force be with me always. 68, 70, those ones work for me, but it's that 69. Spidey Sensei says, off-topic question. That's all we do on this show, Spidey Sensei. You have to mention your bike for cardio, how long and how often you use it during the week, starting back on mine tonight. Fuck yeah. So here's what I'll say. As you guys know, I ain't made of money. I ain't a Peloton girl. I wish I was a Peloton girl. If I had a lot of money, I would get a Peloton, but I do not. So instead, I bought a bike on QVC. It was the best $200 I ever spent in my life. I've now convinced like legitimately 60 people to buy this bike. I'm not fucking with you guys. They should be giving me a huge cut of this bike. I bought one for my sister. All of my friends are like constantly talking about their bike. I love this bike. Look on QVC. It goes from being a upright to also a recumbent. So I always say that word really fast because I don't know if recumbent is the actual right word. Maybe it's recundant. I think it's recumbent. Whatever. I got the bike and it's gold and I'm obsessed with it. So the color is red. It's just gold in life. Like it's gold. It's not silver. It's not bronze. It's gold. I'm looking at it right now. That's why I keep looking over there. It's just like my baby. So how often do I use it? I decided that I was doing a 30-day thing, you guys know. And so I decided that I was going to do at least a half an hour on it every day. I try to do an hour on it every day. But here's what I'll tell you guys. I don't ride a bike like I'm not like ultra fucking going really fast and just like sweating my dick off. I ride a bike like I go for a walk. Because if I'm going to do an hour, I crank it up to 8, which it's got 1 through 8. So it's like kind of like doing a hill. But it's not that hard on this bike. 8, like the top setting on a bike at the gym is like really fucking hard to pedal. This is not like really hard to pedal. And then I put on some TV show and I answer my emails and I just kind of slowly go because I like it and I enjoy it and I do stuff while I'm on it and I kind of get in the zone, auto zone. There's also these resistance bands on it with the handles. So I can sometimes do things like that, but I do try to do an hour a day every day for the last 30 days. Typically when I'm not on a 30-day streak, I'll do every other day on the bike. I'm so into it. And if you don't have time to do that, then 20 minutes. I tell everybody who's trying to start working out by working out for 20 minutes a day. Or 20 minutes every other day. 20 minutes is doable. When you start with an hour, you're like, fuck this. When the fuck do I have time for an hour? If you're like me and you don't sleep and that hour can be at 3 a.m, then whatever. But just start with 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you can give it. It's the jingle for me. I've made so many jingles on this show. Some jingle company should hire me. Isn't that what he does in what's Dragon Blood guy's name? Charlie Sheen. What's his show? 2.5 Men. Isn't that what his job is in 2.5 Men? Isn't he a jingle maker? I should be a fucking jingle maker. Wow. Why has nobody ever talked to me about this? So fucked up. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, hey, RJ, Chunks, Skittles, Silver the Elf. Today is day 323 of quarantine. It's episode 322 today, since you understandably didn't go live for Blackout Tuesday. Very good point. Anyway, way to be there for us all throughout. Roxy's the best. Roxy's number one. Hashtag Roxy Days. What's a Roxy Days? I'm always in one of them. I live in a Roxy Days. Should we talk a little bit about all the DC stuff going on now? Now that we've schmoozed, now that we've had some small talk, now that we've gotten to know each other a little bit, let's jump into the heat. We're going into the fire. Like I said before, a lot of stuff going on in the world of DC. And a lot of stuff that probably we've talked to death. But we're going to keep talking about it because as long as Ray Fisher's talking about it, I'm mother effing interested. Who knows if this will tear my audio down for the day, but I'm going to play it anyway. And if that means that I don't get monetized, well, it wouldn't be the first time that happened because they tend to demonetize this show every single day for reasons that I do not know. Ray Fisher posted on his Twitter, and he posted the audio to, he took it down? Fascinating. Interesting. Wow, he took it down, it looks like. Last night, oh, shit. Well, then I'll just guess I'll try to do my best to recount what happened. There was audio that he put up. This is shocking. He put up audio from the investigation from the Justice League with the investigating party. And it was like a minute audio clip that essentially was this woman talking to Ray and saying, you've been nothing but a gentleman. You've been super easy to work with. You gave us names where you said that you would give us names. You showed up. You never tried to reschedule with us. You have been excellent. And we are so grateful for that. And basically like said that he had been able to provide evidence. Let's see if I can find this if I look somewhere else, because I kind of just want you guys to be able to hear this. Let's see. Ray Fisher. Sorry, this doesn't make great content. Audio clip. Justice League. I mean, you guys ever tried to type something and say something else at different times? Nope. That's coming from the 15th. Let's go to news, maybe. Nope. Wow. Fuck a duck. Really? Maybe I just type in Ray Fisher news. It basically said what I just said. How many of you guys, by the way, by a show of bunnies and by a show of hearts, bunnies if you heard it, hearts if you didn't? I'm curious how many of you guys, how many of you guys actually listened to it? Well, this is interesting too, coming from comicbookmovie.com yesterday. He was talking about the misrepresentation of the release the Snyder Cut book because he thinks it misrepresented him, but that is not what we were talking about. Whatever, you guys got the audio. Some of you heard it, some of you didn't. A lot of you didn't. Bummer. Wow, I should have screen recorded it. She was ready for today's show. It was what I said it was. So they didn't say any specifics. They just said that thing about names. They said that he showed up on time, but they didn't say who those people were or anything like that. And it was a very short clip. And a lot of people were saying, this proves nothing. Why did he put this out? And a lot of people were saying, this shows that he really did cooperate and that fuck Walter Hamada and the Justice League investigation, the people they were investigating, which is Jeff Johns, John Berg. People were saying that this was directly like proving Ray's point. I'm kind of, the tweet is from the 15th. It's still up. Why couldn't I just find it? Well, the tweet is from the 15th then, but it's saying what I'm saying that it said. And you guys can Google it. Hopefully you'll pull it up. And then it got retweeted, I guess, then yesterday as they were talking about what happened in the book and him not liking that. And also then today, this Snyder Cut image was released and people were drawing a correlation to this, which I thought was kind of fascinating. So the Snyder Cut image comes out that is a Martian Manhunter quote, but an image of Cyborg. It looks like this. You guys saw it on the cover of this video. It says there's a war coming, Martian Manhunter, but it's got Cyborg on it. And I kind of think, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of think this was a double meaning post. I saw this and was like, there's a war coming. What an interesting quote to use from Martian Manhunter, who's going to be in the Justice League Snyder Cut, which that's mind-blowing within itself, what we're going to see and what we're going to hear from him. But I'm guessing this is a quote from this movie, which is going to be, what? But also, they're not going to reveal Martian Manhunter on this image. So instead, they're revealing Cyborg. But Cyborg, there's a war coming. Does nobody else read into that a little bit? Is nobody else looking at that and thinking, this is fascinating. This is fascinating that Snyder's saying there's a war coming. And right now, Ray Fisher has waged war with Walter Hamada and Warner Brothers, and also is BFF with Snyder. And also there's a war coming in the Justice League. It's kind of, I don't know. Maybe they could have nothing to do with each other, but I think Jeff Snyder and Ray Fisher have each other's back hard. Death Star Kitty, Justice League War is at the comics thing. No, of course. I'm just saying he didn't have to put an image of Cyborg on there. He could have used anybody else or several other people, but he did. Pink Sweet says, I know this is going to sound so mean, but I genuinely do not care about this anymore. I wish Ray well. I think a lot of people are starting to feel fatigue on it also, but that kind of sucks because, and I'm not saying that it sucks that you feel that way, Pink Sweets. I'm just saying it sucks for them because I think that the way that Ray went about it is causing a lot of fatigue, but it's still like his life and it matters. And I think we're just tired from this year. What do you guys think about this? Talk to me about this image. Talk to me about Martian Manhunter. Are you super excited to see Martian Manhunter and what he does in the Justice League? How much of it do you think he'll be in? Are you thinking brief couple lines? Are you thinking a few minutes? Where are you guys at with all of this? Snyder Cut is going to have us all pissing and squirting. Oh my fucking God. Esteban, what a comment. What a comment. Justice needs to be served, says Bill Lyons. I hope you realize this means war, says John Bainbridge. What is this, Schmodown now? Murderana says, meh. All right. That kind of works too. Let's go into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer and see what you guys are talking about over there. By the way, not that you guys give a flying fuck about this, but I ordered a new flavor of tea and it's called Vanilla Bean Macaroon and it comes from the Tazo teas and it's so fucking yummy. It tastes like cake. Just in case any of you guys are in the market for a new black tea. Shane Joel says, 69 seems to follow me. It was my first jersey number, and that's how I found out what it meant. LOL. Then it was the file number for my divorce. Gotta laugh. LOL. I was the one talking about divorce with you guys on stereo. Oh, makes sense. Listen, I'm not a big fan of fucking cheaters. Not you. So I'm with you. I stand with you. And 69 is not a bad number to follow you your whole life. You could have worse. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, hashtag Roxy's Days was my way of paraphrasing / abbreviating WWE Rusev's catchphrase, Happy Rusev Day. But I can't just go ahead and say Roxy's best, Roxy number one, Roxy's best, Roxy number one, Roxy's best, Roxy number one. Happy Roxy Days to us all. Glenn, I'll take it in its full form. I'll take it in its short form. I'll take it in any form you want to give it. And that is how I feel. Martian Manhunter was also great in Smallville too. And Martian Manhunter is a great character. I don't know that he's been brought to life in live action in the way in which any of us want him to be yet. So there's so much to still do with him. Man of Steel sucked. That's all I know. Hot Takes Tuesdays. We agree on something. We super agree. I will watch Snyder Cut, good or bad, or I'm paying me too. At this point, like, are you kidding me? That's a given. That's a 100%. Cinemation X says, I'm excited to see Martian Manhunter. I don't know what to believe about the whole Ray Fisher thing if he ends up actually releasing something that shows he was right, telling the truth. Yeah, probably legality to what he's allowed to release and what he's not allowed to release too, though. But I'm telling you, this means war. There's a war coming with Ray Fisher's face on it. There's double meanings to all this stuff. And then Ray Fisher reposting that and stuff too. It's a lot. It's a lot. Speaking of a lot, let's talk about some people who just are a fucking lot and need to be reprimanded and talked about and figured out what the fuck really happened there. John Weaver. Yep, that's right. I'm talking about John Weaver. Who even wants to fucking talk about this today? Speaking of things that we're tired of, I'm tired of people sending people messages unsolicited that are inappropriate. Can we stop doing that as a society? Why do we do that? It's disgusting. New York Times put out an article. 21 men accuse Lincoln Project co-founder of online harassment. John Weaver, a longtime GOP operative who advised John McCain, made sexual overtures to young men, sometimes offering to help them get work in politics. Ugh. Offering sexual favors for work in politics. I mean, this is like Me Too, but not entertainment industry, but fucking politics, because it happens in every industry. And just because the entertainment industry is the one that's been most vocal about it, it's not me, it's not happening here. The solicitations included sending messages to a 14-year-old asking questions about his body while he was still in high school, and then more pointed ones after he turned 18. The messages from Mr. Weaver, who's 61, who helped run McCain's presidential campaign, did not lead to physical encounters except in one consensual case, and none of the men accused Mr. Weaver of unlawful conduct. Rather, many of them described feeling preyed upon by an influential older man in the field in which they wanted to work and believing they had to engage with this repeated messaging or lose a professional opportunity. Mr. Weaver sent overt sexual solicitations to at least 10 of the men, and in most explicit messages offered professional and personal assistance in exchange for sex. He told one of the men he would spoil you when we see each other, according to a message reviewed by the New York Times, help you other times, give advice, counsel, help with bills, you help me, ... sensually. Lincoln Project leaders in the first extended comments about Mr. Weaver said they had not been aware of such allegations until this month, when articles in the American Conservative and Forensic News and an open letter on Twitter from a data analysis named Garrett Heron accused Mr. Weaver of grooming young men online. There's a lot more to this article if you guys want to check it out. Again, it's New York Times, but fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Disgusting because anytime you use your position of power and you say that you can help somebody climb up the ladder in their field if they fuck you or whatever it is, that's disgusting and wrong and not cool and should be something that we do not allow. And there should be places for these people to go. And it shouldn't have to be 21 of them that are coming to the New York Times before this gets revealed. But because people don't believe other people, just and like asking a 14-year-old about their body, I mean, that is some pedophile fucking bullshit. Gross. Waiting till somebody turns 18, that's some fucked up shit too. I mean, that's legally what you need to do, but like if you have your eye on somebody and you're just waiting until they turn 18, but you already had your eye on them and they're 14, that's so gross. Come on, people. What the fuck are we talking about? Yeah. That's how I feel about that. Blah, 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 blah. What do you guys think about this situation? I'm sure we're all on the same page, but streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, super chat in. Let me know. Looking at these comments. Let's see. You guys are just, yeah. Zeno says awful. Aaron Hall says, I think there should be a great world and society cleansing. Have everyone's messages and internet history be made public. Oh my God. I don't think anybody wants that though. Oy, oy. That would be wild. Stars puking. Feel that. We have guillotines. It's true, Bill. True. Yep, all on the same page. Just worth talking about in case you missed it on Twitter. Because that's where we get all of our information, or at least I get tons of my information in 2021. It's a weird world that we're living in when Twitter is the first place I check when I hear about something going down, including this next story. And after this, we will get out of here. So get in any last minute questions, comments, concerns, and Streamlabs. Are airline pilots rusty? This was so concerning. Listen, I don't know how to fly a plane. I don't know what that entails. I don't know if you need to practice all the time. I don't know how to do that. So mad respect for anybody who can take a very, very heavy object and fly it through the air and keep people safe. A couple days ago, and I only read this today, LA Times put out an article saying airline pilots making in-flight errors say they're rusty because of the pandemic. Pilot preparing to pull, and actually, instead of reading this, there was just a few things. LA Times tweeted this out, and they tweeted out like a couple of different examples. Again, you can look at the article if you want all of the examples, but here were a couple of different examples that took place with the fucking airline pilots. A pilot prepared to pull a jet away from the gate forgot to disengage the parking brake. It took another pilot 3 tries before touching down successfully. A first officer forgot to turn on the plane's anti-icing mechanism. So it sounds like there's a lot of people, and there's because airlines have dramatically reduced the number of daily flights and some routes. In that case, it's eliminated service to low demand destinations. And so some people have been kind of out of work or just working a lot less and are not used to doing their job. That's fucking concerning. That's fucking concerning. Yikes. Think about what's going to happen when all these flights come back. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are not going to be as good at their jobs, but like, there's people that we need to always be good at their jobs, like pilots, police officers, firefighters. We need you guys to never be rusty. We need you guys to always be good at your jobs. There can't be bad eggs. There can't be people who are not good at their jobs in those fields. Doctors, nurses, we need you guys to be great at your jobs. And having pilots who are making these mistakes, it's like, oh, fuck a duck. That is not good. That is not good. So to anybody who is working a job right now and they're a little rusty, double and triple check your work, especially if somebody's life depends on you. Brittany Parker says, my little brother is in college for aviation. I'm going to ask him about this. Yeah, Brittany, please do and report back to us. I would love to hear what he thinks about this LA Times article. Because eek. Aaron says, wait until you max them up with the 737 MAX. Yikes. Yeah, I wonder what kind of planes people are having the hardest time flying. Take says they literally never stopped flying yet, but there was a lot less, which means a lot less people were working, So they didn't stop altogether, but they did minimize. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Nelson Natanapibble says, excited to see Martian Manhunter in Snyder Cut. I think we all are. Weaver is disgusting. Roxy, you rock. You'll be tuning into the World Girls later today. Much love. Thank you. I'm also going to be doing a stereo with Steph at some point, so please keep on the lookout for that. Come over to Stereo if you don't have it already. It's an app. It's free. It's really fun. I've been doing them. I did with Steph and with Winston and with Christian, and I'm going to keep on keeping on over there. So, yeah. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. If you could wait around afterwards to write a comment on this video, it means the fucking world to me. Make your beds, put down those toilet seats and those lids, call somebody who might need your help, which at this point could be anybody, and just let them know that you love them and you're there for them. Reach out to people if you're the one who does need help. Please keep tuning into Live at the Roxy. Watch The World Girls tonight, youtube.com/The World Girls. I know what we're doing, but we haven't announced it yet. But we do have some patrons calling in, and we're also announcing our February slate. Plus, we've got our main topic, which we'll talk about on Twitter. So all of those things, those are great reasons to go to World Girls today. Much love, homies, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow live at the Roxy for day 230, 223. Get your fucking numbers straight, Rox. She can't. She just can't.